Okay, so right. So here's the class spreadsheet, okay, for the first group. Okay, so we have student, sample if it's day or night, the taxon that were there, and the number of plankters. The first thing I'm going to do is export this. So I'm going to download it as an Excel file, and then it's my own, and I don't need to worry about it. Let's have a look at what we have here. This first column, that first sheet, I'll just delete it. I don't need it. Okay, so here's all the information. And what I want to do is insert a pivot table. I can do that through this insert. And I have the taxon as my rows, the type of sample this is, if this is day or night, and the number of plankton. So this is the sum of what was counted by the class, right? So we have some algae, which we don't need. We have a range of repeats here, so I'm just going to copy paste this pivot table over here. Okay, so let's do a bit of housekeeping. Algae is not a zooplankton. Let's delete this row. We have copepods and copepoda, so these two are really the same thing. So I'm going to add 24 to this, so that makes it 28. I'm going to add 18 to this, which makes it 539, and I'll delete this row. Decapod and decapoda, well, there's nothing in here anyway, so delete this row, because if there's a row with nothing, I'm going to delete it. Why do I have two? Oh, someone spelled night differently. Okay, so we have a few more copepods at night, another 20, so 558. I'm going to delete this column. Okay, I'm going to fill in the blanks. We have echinoderm larvae and echinoderm larvae without the A, so I'm going to make this a 38. Okay, so I'm just very slowly cleaning up the data set. Now, do I have another problem with the ostracod? So this is 58. Actually, it's 59. And these two can go. And then we have other crustaceans here. So let's turn this into 16 and turn this into 54 and make this disappear. Now I don't need this column at all. Okay, so this is again polychaetes. Let's turn this into 10 and remove this one. And we have polychaete worms, someone called it. Okay, so a lot of putting these types of data together is just tidying it. Okay, so we have a few protozoans, so foraminifera we saw a few, 26. Then we have pteropods, those are those cute little snails, which this will become 9, and there we go. And I think other than that, we're pretty good. Taxon is not a zooplankton, and I don't know what this is. I'm going to delete those. Okay, so these are different taxa, and this is day and nighttime. Okay, so the first step is what's the probability of seeing one of those things, right? So P of I, let's do it first for the day, and then for the night. So for the day, it's the probability of seeing Cirripedia is J6 divided by the sum of all of these. Because if I drag it down, everything will be moving down, like J6 will become J7. If I want to keep things still, I put a dollar symbol in front of the letter and the row. And now when I drag down, you'll notice that the J is moving up, but not when there's a dollar sign. I can do the same thing over here, but of course I can't drag right because you see how J stayed still, so I can just convert it to K manually. So what's the probability of seeing things? Mainly the highest probability is that you saw a copepod, right? 55% and 63%. The ln of pi in the day, the ln of pi at night, will be a negative number, or will be, if it's 0, you can't do an ln of 0, so we're going to delete all these 0 values. So you know what, you see this nematoda, actually it turns out no one had one, so let's lift it up. Okay, here we go. Let's multiply. So probability times ln probability for the day and probability night. So I'm multiplying this one by this one. Dragging it down. And doing the same over here. And now I need to sum all of these. And that's my H. Okay, instead of negative, call it a positive value. The other spreadsheet we had came from the IMOS National Reference Station. There were lots of header rows. We've scrolled through them and we got to the real data. And the real data had some sort of date and time. And we had a few different ways to extract the month. I think the easiest way would be to write month equals month of the date. Okay, and it will find it out by itself. We'll just extract, oh sorry. I'm going to just select everything down, and I'm dragging down this month of C70. Okay, so here's our new column, and now I can create a pivot table based on month. So I'm going to insert here, a pivot table. It knows I'm already in this table, so on my rows I want months. So in this case there isn't a monthly sample like we saw in class, and I would like there to be the taxon eco group as my columns. These are all sorts of things that have been seen, and the taxon per meter square. And you see how it's hard to see things like that? It might be easier to have it going this way. Okay. Now the grand total, the average abundance, you can see changes between the months. Let's plot those in a curve. Just move them over here alongside the labels for the months. We don't need the grand total. And here are the differences in abundance between months. Okay, so we have far more planktons in February. Thank you.